Good evening and welcome to the Crest Autosport World Touring Car Challenge Season 3, and today's race is round 7 at the Silverstone International Circuit. Main sponsors Apex Tracks, Motorsport and Motor Racing Circuit Wall Art, Racetrack Sculpture manufactured using F1 and Motorsport inspired rapid prototype technologies. Other partners 603 Autosport, 3D Wrap, Track Racer, Digital Motorsport, Esports Sim, and the GP Box. Your broadcast team brought to you by JPB Broadcasting is myself, James Parfitt, and Dean Biggles is in the booth with me today. This series and today's race is broadcasted live to the Crest Autosport TV on YouTube. Welcome along wherever you're watching around the world. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bells to be notified of all the videos and broadcasts. The track itself is Silverstone, set in Northamptonshire in the UK at the International Layout. 1.851 miles, 2.979 kilometres, 10 turns, 6 right, 4 left. That is hosted over the years of Formula 1 British GP since 1950, the BTC since formation, and the WTCC Race of UK in 2005. And another fact about the Silverstone circuit as well, it has 10 layouts. 10 layouts: the Grand Prix circuit, the National circuit, the Long National circuit, and today's track is the International circuit. So the format for today is qualifying there for 15 minutes in about roughly 7 minutes time. And then we'll go into race 1. The grid will be based on qualifying results for 15 minutes. Race 2, the grid based on race 1, reverse top 12. That's also 15 minutes. That will take place at 20 to 9. And then race 3 will be grid based on race 2, reverse top 18. And that will go off at about 10 past 9. So there we go. So what are the cars in the series today? We've got the Alfa Romeo Giulietta, the Audi RS 3LMS, the Cupra Leon Competition, Honda Civic, the Hyundai Elantra, and the Lynx & Co. 03. So there are the car of choice this evening. So the last week's results has Nenad Vladiyasevic in first, Alex Everitt, Artem Makarov in Cat 1, Fabian Gil, Remo Schneider, Ricardo Pessoa Santos Cat 2, Anastasius Georgiadis, Stephen de Gravalier, and Pedro Snatos Cat 3. Race 2, Vlad Tatara, Alex Everitt, Jeff Perkis in Cat 1, Remo Schneider, Norbert Juhas, Fabian Gil, Anastasius Georgiadis, Pedro Santos, and Stephen de Gravalier in Cat 3. And in race 3, guys, we've got Alex Everitt, Nenad Vladiyasevic, Jeff Perkis, Rory O'Shea, Alex Ward, Ricardo Pessoa Santos, Pedro Santos, Stephen de Gravalier, and Craig Deakin in race 3. They are your cats. Current standings, guys, we've got Alex Everitt from Crest Autosport with Apex Tracks in the lead on 249. Vlad Tatara from Ukrainian club K-Mac Sim Racing on 187 with Jeff Perkis on 167. Artem Makarov on 165. Vladiyasevic on 146. Ian Deeney on 135. Neil Crave on 134. Fraser Rostons on 130. Vargo Garbor on 72. And Victor Gorik on 71. So those are the current standings. Cat 2 standings, we've got Remo Schneider, Norbert Juhas, Alex Ward, Ricardo Pessoa Santos, Rory O'Shea, Fabio Gil, Elliot House, Robert Stoughton, Anthony Hobbs, and Jan Transart for rounds out your top 10. In Cat 3, we got Pedro Santos, Craig Deakin, Anastasius Georgiadis, Gabriel Lopez, Stephen Labon, Stephen de Gravalier, Carl Smith, Rui Sosa, Adam Locke, and Archie Beresford. They are your current top 10 in the standings. So there goes, is the ballast for round 7 is Alex Everitt on 40 kilos, Vladiyasevic on 35, Vlad Tatara on 30, Perkis 25, Pedro Santos 20, Fraser Rostons 15, Remo Schneider 15, Fabio Gil 5. Overall, the Cupra is 5 kilos, the Alfa Romeo 4, Lynx & Co 3, Audi 2, Hyundai 1, and the Hondas are not carrying any. Current team standings got Ukrainian club K-Mac Stim Racing 2 on 1,319, Hyundai on 1,272, Mulsanne 19 on 1,260, and Crest Autosport with Apex Tracks on 1,208. Next Gen Racing Blue on 1,184, Ukrainian club K-Mac Sim Racing 1 on 1,149, the Audi on a 1,055, Next Gen Racing Gold on 1,011, MFS Fizzgaz Motorsport 2 on 973, and the Cupra is on 965. Overall, in the cars, though, you got the Cupra on 3,092, the Alfa Romeo on 369, Lynx & Co on 2870, the Audi on 2480, the Hyundai 2367, and the Honda on 2145. So there we go, guys. Here is the schedule on the screen. Currently, here we are at Silverstone International. Then we've got the Donington Grand Prix circuit on the 8th of September. And then we go to the Silverstone National Circuit on the 15th of September. And then the Brands Hatch Grand Prix on the 22nd of September. If you wish to get involved in this series, you can, even as a reserve driver if the grid is full. Seats do become available. You can sign up at crestautosport.com. We also have a Facebook group and Discord you can join and see the links in the description if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube. Plaque prizes will also be provided to the winners in each of the drivers' category championships, Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, provided by Uncle Luke's Sign and Sticker Shop. And the Cat 1 champion of the series will win a fabulous prize provided by Apex Tracks, a sculpture of the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit to pin up on the driver's wall. So here we are, guys, tonight as well. We've got about 2:25 of practice remaining, and we're on board with Fraser Rostons as he comes out of the pits. Now, guys, the circuit itself, we've got coming down the pits. We come out into Farm Curb that leads us down into this right-hander of Village before we go left to the loop. Then we hang down, Hanger Straight, down Stowe, down Vale, into Club, and then on to the Hamilton Straight. And I think that leads us perfectly in to bring the one, the only, the mighty Australian into the booth with me this evening. Biggles, good evening, sir.
Back in your country, my friend, back in the United Kingdom, of course, we'll be here for the rest of the season. So I don't think I'm going to be making any flights back to Australia anytime soon. I'll probably just hang out here, sleep on your sofa, and annoy you as much as I possibly can during the remaining rounds that we're going to have here at Crest Autosports. But yes, it's going to be very, very exciting. Unfortunately, the track map is not working for this variation, as you said, of this track. It did last week for our Nürburgring, but unfortunately it's not working today. So I won't try to throw that one of an overlay for anybody to see, but drivers will know it because they've been practicing it now for about an hour and they have about 1 minute left.
Yeah, it's not a bad circuit. The thing that come to mind is that when I was sort of, obviously, I've been to Silverstone. I've been there personally at the track as well, and I've seen racing within different series as well that we cover. But I still wasn't aware until today that there is 10 different layouts of this circuit.
Only 10?
Only 10. So
only 10.
Listen,
you can't make up your mind which one you want to use, do you?
No, 10. Yeah, I know. They've got, listen, this is the track layouts that you can use at Silverstone, okay? So you got the Grand Prix Arena circuit with the wing pits, okay? You got the motorcycle Grand Prix Arena circuit wing pits. Then you got the Grand Prix Arena circuit with the original pits, the motorcycle Grand Prix circuit with the original pits, the historic Grand Prix circuit, the national circuit, the long national circuit, the international circuit, the Stowe circuit, which is inside the circuit where we are today. Inside the circuit where we are today. And then you've got the Stowe long circuit. Now, I was blown away when I read that. I didn't realise there were so many circuits at Silverstone. I just presumed you had the Grand Prix, the National, and the International, but I didn't realise there was 10 different circuit layouts.
Yeah, well, if you look at off the runoff areas, there's a lot of them. So no doubt that is the case. Just make sure my levels are okay out there too for everybody. Just let you guys know that we do sound good. Thank you very much. If for the chat, come and say hello if you want. We are now officially underway. Green flag for our qualifying segment of 15 minutes.
It should be a good one, shouldn't it?
And they're out pretty quickly as well too, mate, which gives me think that they want to get that done quickly and also use those toes, the slipstream, as much as possible. And whether they're going to race essentially as well too, because these guys, mate, all season long, they just race. Even if it's qualifying, they still like to race.
Yeah, I've been, obviously, I've done a couple of series and Dan's been in with you as well, but you've been here for the whole season, Biggles. What are you going to do after when in 3 weeks' time the season comes to an end on a Thursday evening?
I'll have something else to cast, don't worry. It's always something to cast. You're back on your little holiday, mate, by the way. How was that? Was it fun?
It was good, actually, mate. I went kayaking in the sea. I did crabbing. I went to go and see some dinosaurs and all sorts of stuff. I just got away for a week, which is unusual for me because normally I don't get away doing this, but I actually managed to get away for a whole week. I was well impressed with myself. But then again, I didn't have much choice, mate. It was either, James, you're coming away with me or you're sleeping on the sofa for the next few months.
Yeah, and that's my sofa, so you can't be sleeping on the sofa with me. Yeah. So you've got to you got to pay attention to the better half.
Oh, absolutely. And you never upset the boss, mate. Happy wife, happy life. That's what they say.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I've been in relationships before, but not married. But it's the same situation, isn't it? When you live with a partner for many years, it's the same situation.
Exactly, and we've got waiting here for the times to come up on the board. 12:50 remaining of quali, and we can see Alex Everitt here, whom we've just changed over now as well. So we'll have to keep an eye out on the times, Biggles. I think they're going to be looking at trying to put in some rapid times this evening, as we see Paunusa here as he heads down into the club chicane. Rostod's first on the board, 108.082. Vladislav is in third now. Alex Everitt second. Stotton, he's gone down to sixth now, which is always the way when you go to mention his name. And then Panosa here puts it into seventh place. So some fast times, mate. 108.082.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's going to get down to the 107s. So probably will. We've still got 12 minutes left to qualifying. Usual suspects up to the usual timing tables, which is good to see as well. Well, that's Mr. Giuliano we saw there before. Pasanini is doing pretty good. That's Stevie here at the moment, the Belgium driver.
Yeah, the Gravalier in the Lynx. Yeah, in the Lynx & Co. Currently in 12th place at the moment.
I'm going to give you a favourite driver to pronounce as well, because you're the only one who gets this one spot on. We didn't last week, unfortunately, with Dan and myself.
Did you not?
No, we just relied on you, but...
Georgiadis,
yes.
Yeah,
His first
Georgiadis.
name.
Yeah, Anastasios.
Anastasios, you're right, you got it. There you go. So.
I know, Anastasios Georgiadis. Mm-hmm. And the thing is as well, I've been in contact this week with Nenad there, Vladislav. That's how you say his name, Vladislav. Now, he was nice enough to send me a YouTube video of him just saying his name over and over and over again for about 30 seconds. Yeah. And literally, I've got a YouTube video of Nenad Vladislav for about 30 seconds from him. And I thought it was great that he reached out and actually sent me a video of how you say his name. And it's amazing. And it is quite an amazing story for Nenad as well. And, the way the driving takes place and everything else. And for you guys that don't know, obviously, Vladislav is obviously, he's in a wheelchair and he drives and in quite an incredible way. And he says, he sent me a message and it says, you can't see how I'm braking and how I'm give the gas, because I give the gas to my lips and I brake with my right hand, and I change the gears in high, I blow into the tube, and for low, I push the button behind my head.
Wow.
So not only doesn't he actually drive like what we like class as driving. He actually pushes the button behind his head to change down, and he blows into a tube to change up. And
That's
it was
impressive.
It's incredible. And it was absolutely amazing that obviously...
It's giving you some wiggle right now.
how
It might be
it's
listening
drive.
to us as well. It's the
Mate,
DHL car there.
Yeah, right. It's really impressive. And I think it just goes to show that we've got no limits as in life. Your limit in life is yourself.
Yep.
And if Vladislavovich can do that, then we can do anything. Absolutely anything.
Well, it was like, remember Stephen Hawking and stuff like that. He would move his lips and stuff like that, and then it would. So yeah, I mean, there's so many ways of using technology these days, and making it benefit.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think people don't understand is, there's always a way. There's always a way, and you just got to use the technology that you've been given or able to acquire to be able to do the job. And it's mightily impressive. I couldn't believe it when I read it that's how he drives. So there you go. Good old Nenad Vladislavovich doing things that no others can do, as we pick up Rian Hand here on that run down into going down
get temperature
into snow.
Into the tyres there, look at that. Yeah, because we've only got 4 drivers, I believe. Ian Deeney is not out on track, even though he's one of the drivers yet to set a time. And then we have Jorgen, this man, Ryan Hand, Fabio Gil are the only ones left that still need to get a time in. I think everybody else has got most of their times in, of course, but are starting to look at improving them.
Yeah, well, they've got the quick time of 108.496 to try and do. And, Ryan here is trying to get across the line currently in P25. 27 cars currently on track at this moment in time. So it means you're going to have 27 cars rushing down to the fast right-hander of Abbey to make it through in one go, Biggles. That's more mouth-watering than my missus telling me she's going to give me brownies and ice cream. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, so I'm going to have to keep it sharp here, the production box there, to make sure we capture all that action, because there's going to be a lot of it. We unfortunately don't have replays. You're going to remind me to get that set up too, see if we can get some sort of replay. But so, guys, once again, we have spoken to you before in the past. You've got to choreograph your overtakes. You do one at a time so that we can get the camera on you. We only got one camera. Once you get that overtake done, we can then go to the next person. They can do their overtake, next person do their overtake, and it's all going to be all planned like a story. Perfect.
Let me know how you get on with that one.
Yeah, I know. Never works.
It never works.
You can only ask.
Yeah, exactly. You can only put a request in, can't you? You know what I mean? To say, look, come on, let's can you please do it all this way? But currently, guys, as well, if you are here, please say hi. We don't bite. We will respond to chat and read your comments out as well. That is one thing we do here on JBB. We will respond to the community that is taking place as well. So if you are here, don't be afraid to type hi. You can say, and we will speak back. We can see Fabio Gil here in the Giulietta. I do like this car. When it was released into normal production, it was one of the things I instantly thought I could see myself in that. But then when I associate an Alfa Romeo, Biggles, I think back from my touring car days many years ago, I always think how cool it would have been to own an Alfa Romeo 155 kitted out like the BTC. It would have been amazing.
You mean back in the day, of course. Exactly. By the way,
Back
guys,
in
in the chat, remember, if we get to 20 likes, hit that thumbs up button, and James is definitely going to sing us a song on that piano that he has. So that was the deal, I believe. I still will remind people of that.
You will constantly remind people of that, won't you?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, you know what I mean? My friend. Always.
Always.
It is what
Thanks
I do.
very much, mate.
As Alex is the man still sitting pretty good on pole. Provisionally, of course. So the British domination 1 and 2. Yeah, come on, guys. You got to win at home. This is your track. The Queen is actually, that's what we heard today as well. the Queen will be in the presence here, ready to shake somebody's hand who will get on the top step of the podium.
It's not going to be mine or yours, mate.
Oh, I was having a brandy with her before. She said pretty good. But I'm still on the Commonwealth, mate. So if I can still very much be knighted, Sir Dean Biggles, and
Sir Dean
and
Biggles.
if I reach 100, mate, I'll still get a letter from the Queen saying congratulations for getting 100. We spoke about this, didn't we? Who gives her a letter when she reaches 100?
I don't know. Maybe she writes it to herself. I've just found as well, going back to the Alfa 155, right? Because I love that touring car, and I think anybody who was around watching the touring cars days in them days, I've just found an Alfa Romeo 155 twin spark left-hand drive classic in the UK all alloys all the way round on sale for the lowly price of £2,000.
Which is an Alpha? Tell me which one's the Alpha at the moment, because I can't see.
We got the Giulietta, so you're looking at Camano or Fabio Gil. So they're in the new squashed up Giulietta, but the Alfa 155 was almost like a rectangle with two corners cut out. It was very small, but if you lowered it and stuck a kit on it and gave it the touring car setup, boy oh boy, did it look absolutely incredible. I loved the Alfa 155. It was amazing. So yeah, but there you go. That's just me.
All right. So Ninaz has gone straight through. He's improved a little bit, as well as our other Romanian friend has broken up that little Alex and Fraser party from P1 and P2. And that was our Romanian driver of our team, Markov. I did actually get a nice message from one of the drivers. I can't remember which one it was, but it was definitely one of the Ukrainian drivers, because they said, Biggles, I love your casting. They had to use the translator to probably understand half the words that I said, and I can't blame them, because you speak English and you can't understand me half the time. Contact there at the moment between the Danish driver or Norwegian driver. That's a Danish flag. Yes. Anyway, he said he said he loved the casting, even using a translator. So.
There you go.
Glad you did. Yeah, that's probably why we actually don't hear from those gladiators in a chat, mate, because they're probably, English is probably not their best language, or they're not comfortable speaking it. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got Pedersen in the pits, currently 151 on the clock. Then we've got 20th place, Ricardo Pessoa Santos. I've sent you, if you have a look, Biggles, in our chat in the Crest Discord, I've given you a touring car kitted.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Alfa 155.
I see it.
Now tell me that's not a beautiful looking car.
Yeah, it looks like my old Volvo. But yeah, it's very boxy, but yeah, it looks all right. Absolutely.
God, it's just boxy. Guys, give me help. Come on, help. Yeah, what's up, Michael David? What's good, boys? Nothing, mate. Me and Biggles are here doing the Crest Touring Car, World Touring Car Challenge, as always, every Thursday. We're currently in repeat 20th. Ricardo Pessoa Santos here in the Audi here as well. Going to be trying to do his stuff as he goes down the back straight down into Stowe. So it's going to be mightily interesting, I think, how these guys cope here, because that draft is going to be quite strong as they go down Hanger Straight, and I think coming into Stowe could be a little bit of a focus point of slight confusion and maybe collisions. And I'm sorry, I've got to give a shout out to Alex Everitt, who as well has just messed my rig now, James. Damn, that's a beautiful car he's put. So, you know what I mean? That was the Alfa 155
and
guys as well.
And that's Alex out there that chatted, the man that actually had enough time to chat while he put that car on pole. If you'd like to read through those results, please.
Yeah, we got Alex Everitt in first, Artem Makarov in second, Fraser Roston's third, Neno Vladimir Saljevic in fourth, Vlad Tatara fifth, Adam Locke sixth, Remo Schneider seventh, Robert Stoughton eighth, Paul Hans ninth, Craig Deegan 10th, Fabio Gil is in 11th, Alex Ward 12th, Rian Hand 13th, Norbert Juhas 14th, Georgius Georgiea in 15th, Germano Guiapanosa in 16th, Russ Butcher 17th, Jorgen Masby, Matt Pedersen 18th, Anthony Hobbs 19th, Ricardo Pessoa Santos in 20th. I did not get through that quick enough, did I?
No.
I will read the rest as well. 20th, and then we've got Georgiadis 21st, De Gravalier 22nd, Camano 23rd, Lopez 24th.
Oh.
And then on the back of that, Sosa 25th, Smith 26th, and Dini in 27th.
That's the
Alpha is
result
beautiful, and I don't even like Alphas, says Michael. Well, the Alpha 155 is just absolutely gorgeous. The Alpha 155 is just incredible. And that's just my all-time favorite car. If I could own that car, I would be over the moon. So maybe I might have to go and get.
You know what I would like if I was like an old car? One of those, the old Lotus ones.
Which one, the Esprit?
The Esprit, yeah. I'd like a Lotus Esprit, and then obviously probably one of those classic Ferraris too that Magnum PI used to drive. Something like that. Those cars, I think, would look like very, very sexy, stylish cars, and obviously very powerful as well.
Yeah,
good performance out of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like as well is I don't know if anybody's seen it or anybody remembers this car. But what was a Vauxhall or Opel, if you call it, depending where you are in the world, the Opel Calibra and the Vauxhall Calibra are just, man, I'll put a picture in chat for you because I have to show you how beautiful this Calibra is, just so you can see.
My buddy had one in Australia, actually. He was one of the only people I know that ever own an Opel in Australia. They're not a very popular car. So...
oh, mate, it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this car. And it's another car that, if I could own it, I would. But it's just stunning.
You're going to have to post a picture of it now so I can get an eye on.
There you go. I've sent it to you.
Boxy cars that you're... Oh, yeah, that looks very much like a GTR Skyline R32 that I own, mate. That shape. Also like a Toyota Supra. The Toyota Supras have a longer nose. My brother had a Toyota Supra. That thing was a machine. Yeah, absolutely nice. That definitely looks very much like my Skyline that I had, as I keep reminding people, the R32. That mine was black. Yeah. Not a good idea to have a black car in Australian summer, my friend, at all. I feel like you're in a pressure cooker.
Yeah, I can imagine that's quite a hot one, I should think. But that Calibra is just... if I had two cars I could own, was a 155 and that Calibra, I'd be over the moon, I think, as well. So there you go. Absolutely stunning. There it goes as well as we go in. We are in to the remaining minutes in the warm-up session. So, yeah. So, but it's they're just beautiful cars when you talk about old-style cars.
I wonder if I got to find a picture of my GTR Skyline somewhere around, but I don't really can. Anyway, that is it for the warm-up. That is it for the qualifying. It's now time for the first race of our 3 scheduled races. And once again, as we get everybody to load in a second, just to show everybody again what our itinerary will be for the broadcast, of course, that it will be the race 1 based on the qualifying results that we just had. 15 minutes of it, and then we'll all flip it around there, of course, for the race 2 and race 3. But for now, let's focus on the race 1. We'll have to get through that one first before we can get to 2. You can't just jump to 2 first. You've got to start at number 1.
Apparently so. So that's what they tell us, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
The man in charge tells us that there is a 1 before a 2. So there you go. But
there's no zeros, but there's no zeros in the Roman numerals. You don't find a 0, my friend.
No, apparently there isn't. Actually, there isn't.
No,
but here we go. We are under starters' orders. The red lights are flashing. 15 minutes will be underway, and we are away. And we've got Alex Everitt at the front of the grid. Then we've got Makarov in second, Roston third, Vladislav is currently in 4th, Tatara 5th. Oh, there's contact with Rostos and Makarov there. Here at the national circuit in the UK. As these guys go racing down now. Biggles, all seems okay currently at the moment.
It does, thankfully, it does. As they're going to make their way through the tricky corners here in the Silverstone modified version of it, of course, that you mentioned. But yeah, action-packed every single way here at the moment. You've got a little bit of action occurring back at the moment, P13, 14. Sometimes we get lucky with these cameras, my friends. Sometimes we don't. We don't want to be staring the rear end of the cars all the time. We want to see the front, of course. As they're going to be making their way around. Gingerly.
Ross. Yeah, Butcher there coming down round to Stowe as he goes into the club chicane. He's got Fabio Gil in front of him currently as well in 12th place. But Ross Butcher trying to find his way through there as we got Shijoya in 15th behind him. He is trying to push up to the back. Butcher's gone a little bit wide. He's coming down on the right-hand side. Car number 11 is Butcher. Car number 29 there next to him is Panusa, who has just gone through as we go on to Fabio Gil in the Giulietta in front currently. Watching back all the action from his car. And then we've got Georgia in 15th. Oh!
They're supposed to be teammates as well, all three of them here.
Oh, no.
First rule of driving, do not take your teammate out. That's the number one rule. Everything else, you can go for it. But that's the...
Yeah. Well, fortunately for Georgia, that's not good because he's dropped all the way down the order. He's lost 4 places.
Teammates. Are they? Oh, no. This is the other all link.
Stotton there as well. Having an absolute epic battle as we see Alex Ward in 10th now. He's just gone up beside car 29, which as you has. So that is Alex Ward through as well. Remo Schneider here looking back at the cars behind him. That's Robert Stotton in the Giulietta and Adam Locke in front. We've currently got Vladislav and also Rostons as well. So there you go. There's a nice little pocket battle down in 21st as well with Ian Deeney, Pessoa Santos, Carl Smith. They're having a nice little bit of action down there as well. As you can see these guys here currently on your screen at the moment. Ian Deeney in 21st place. He's trying to chase down Rui Sosa in front of him, who's got Gabriel Lopez in front of that. So there's a lot of action all the way through the field here tonight, Biggles, as well. And I think that's the one thing about this series that we can guarantee. It's just action, action, action.
Always has all season long and will continue to be all season long, for sure. And bumping and grinding is definitely racing, as we know.
He's pulled out. He's pulled out. Rui Sosa pulled out. Went up the inside of Gabriel Lopez in Stowe. Sorry to cut you off there, young sir, right. But then Ian Deeney is he's trying to come through as well. Ian Deeney is locked up. Look at he's up on 2 wheels. Oh,
let's push him off and lost a couple of places there, but absolutely exciting to be up on 2 wheels there, my friend.
Oh, I tell you what, Deeney must have been sat there, mate, just thinking, where's the sky? Because that's all I'm looking at. Unbelievable. Ian Deeney taking a dive out on
mistake
2
up the road there too.
As well. Yeah, that is Lopez and Sosa still going at it as well. You got Rui Sosa, Pessoa Santos, and Gabriel Lopez, all 3 Portuguese drivers. Gabriel Lopez is not actually Portuguese, mind you. Sorry, Rui Sosa, Pessoa Santos is. So there you go. And we go forward into Paul Hans, who's battling Pedersen here in 15th and 14th. We've only got 10 minutes left, Biggles. It's kind of like a mad sprint for
well, this
first
is it.
Place, isn't it?
He's speaking about that. We have to remind Mr. Markov, and I'm sure he's well aware of this. He's got his teammate behind him, and they usually work together brilliantly, but that's 1.5 seconds down the road. If he's running out of time, this is when he has to get past Alex if he wants to. And trust me, they generally do. We'll go back to this other battle here first, and then we'll continue it up to them if they do get a bit closer, because that's your squad we're currently looking at it, but from about P9, 11, I think, downwards.
Yeah, Fabio Gil, Alex Ward, Panusa, Pedersen, Hans, and Georgia. These guys are having an absolutely epic scrap in this mid-pack between 11th and down to 17th place. You can see Giorgio there on your screen, fighting frantically with that Honda to try and get it in front of Paul Hans currently as well. So there's going to be some interesting battles there down as these guys come running down now into Stowe. I think this has got to be some of the places, Biggles, where people are going to be looking here. As you can see, Pedersen as well. Giorgio trying to make the move up the inside currently as well over Paul Hans. Didn't quite get it done this time, but I'm expecting him to have another go into club chicane. Nope. Didn't make it through that time either. So Paul Hans there is driving majorly defensive there, Biggles, I think.
And why not? It's just everybody is at the moment. Look, he's still not much of a change up the top of the timesheets. We do have Ross Butcher at the moment here that could try to perhaps do something, and perhaps it's just I spoke about it. Look at that. That looked like Norbert just lifted that to lay him through, but I'm sure that's just a little bit of a mistake there from the 29 car there of Norbert Juhas. Pronounce that one. That's an interesting one. Juhas. Yes. Anyway, it's Norbert. Norb stuff. You
call him Norbert, it's fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to butcher anybody else's name this evening, young sir. As we can go down into 16th place of Paul Hans, who's just been overtaken by Anthony Hobbs there as well, with Giorgio in the mix all at the same time as we're looking back from Giorgio's car at Hobbs and Hans.
I'm seeing some stuff at the road. Yeah.
There you go.
But Adam Locke's getting pretty spicy at the moment here on Robert Stoughton. And that's, that's for 7th and 8th positions. They're on lap 7 currently at the moment. But we were our time race, of course, so we have about, well, we're under 7 minutes. So we're under 7 minutes to go. No.
Yeah, 7:46 already.
And at 15, so there's still got a bit to go, but there's plenty of time.
Yeah, they've just gone round the loop and they're going to be coming down Hanger Straight after they go round the right-hander here. They go that run down to Hanger Straight down into Stowe. This is where Adam Locke has really got to be looking at trying to make his move currently. That would be absolutely incredible if he can just close up a little bit more. It doesn't look like the draft's massively strong. He only pulled out barely 0.003 of a second over the person in front. So, you know, over starting in front. So I don't think the draft is going to play that massive amount of effect here. But however, one man is trying to make moves is Giorgio all over the back of Pedersen. Trying to go round. Oh, dude, he's having to go round the outside. Oh!
They're still at it too for now. This midfield battle. Yeah, we'll go up to that one, of course, because here it is again.
Yeah. Pedersen trying to keep Giorgio at bay, and they just come to contact at the club chicane. So Giorgio trying to go up the inside. We think he's got it done this time.
Not necessarily.
Yes, he's got it. Got it. Absolute stunning move. Into Village, around the loop goes Giorgio, and then down Hanger Straight. And he takes away 14th place there. So that's one battle that's continuing as well. Ryan Hand, Biggles, is still locked in a battle with Rui Sosa as well. So they guys are having an absolutely epic scrap, as is Alex Ward here that you can see currently on your screen as we go down to this Rui Sosa Ryan Hand battle there as well. So car number 28 and car number 17. 28 and Lopez, sorry, 17, Sosa and Lopez.
Yeah, Rui Sosa and Ryan. Right, yeah. Ryan,
yeah.
It's Rain. It's Rain, sorry, I think it is. We'll get that right for last week.
Did we not have this discussion, one debate last time?
Well, last week I was having it with Dan. Because we weren't here last week to defend that argument. But anyway.
I wasn't here to defend my art. I thought we'd already agreed that it was Ryan.
I think we did.
I'm sure we must have got this right by now.
Well, one thing we can agree is Robert and Russ and Adam.
There you go.
This battle here. And actually, that's caught everybody back into play as well, too, because now Norbert's here, Fabio, Alex. I like reading people's first name. Much easier than the surname, even though you won't see it. on the timing towers to the left. That was a super quick message there for the race control, but I believe I have it set on 20 seconds, mate. That did not come up for 20 seconds.
No, it definitely did not, mate. They're flying up on the screen and going off again. Oh, Tatara, that's been disqualified for excessive cutting.
Oh, they got that one there, yes. Wow.
I read that one. Vlad Tatara has been disqualified for excessively cutting the course in race 1.
Now, that is very, very, very interesting, because that was Vlad Tatara was running third, I think.
Yeah, third. Yeah, he was down third with Makarov. Oh!
He's running wide there. 65 car.
Oh, there, yeah. Is that Ward going off very wide? Or was that Adam Locke? One of them took an absolute detour
And this is
off the track.
Well, at the moment, Mr. Markov, he may not be a happy camper about his teammate not here, but he's now starting to really apply some pressure to Alex. But we're about to come back to this one in a second, because this is still very interesting in the midfield here between Norbert, Robert, Fabio, Alex Ward. They're all in the mix. As you can see, a bit of flashing going on there. Once again, I don't know why they communicate flashing. They're supposed to be teammates here. That's Robert, unless he's indicating to his teammate to say, hey, let me through and give me a shot at getting past Mr. Norbert up the road.
I think, mate, they're just slightly, giving each other some forms of...
And what's happening here? Is that just a move over? It just looks too easy. It's not, actually. This is the man that you're talking about, Mr. Now, do you pronounce his surname for sure? Now, you've done that a few times.
I have done it a few times, yes. Vladimir Saljovic.
There you go. And
Vladimir Saljovic.
He's out of two for now with Fraser. That's about up a P3 currently at the moment.
Yeah, Vladimir Saljovic. So there we go. Guys, I will give you all the names. We'll see Fraser Roston's here from Next Gen Racing. These guys are having a battle as they go running round Stowe. Coming down into the club chicane. Craig Deacon game kicked me out. Hopefully I can get back in. It happened to me as well, Craig, actually. I had to reload into the session as Vladimir Saljovic goes up the inside of club chicane and leads off now around the right-hander as we come down on to the Hamilton straight. So there we go. Absolutely stellar job from Vladimir Saljovic there, being chased down by Fraser Rostons. 7th place, Norbert Uraz and Robert Stotton, Fabio Gill and Alex Ward. All in the mix here, Biggles, and this is looking like it's getting spicy.
It's absolutely heating up. Oh, wow. Somebody's going around.
Oh, no.
It's really hard to push these bricks around for a spin, As much as they bump and grind.
I don't think I've actually ever seen one spin at this series.
I have. And only once or twice, but it's very, very rare. These things just are glued to the track like they're on rails. And even with being pushing and shoving and everything, they're still... That's what they're touring cars for, mate. They're tough. They're not like those flimsy Formula 1 cars, you just tap them a little bit and there goes your 2/10 aerodynamic performance.
Or £175,000.
Or LMP 1s and 2s, stuff like that as well, too. Those things are sensitive. Here we go at the back of the field, mate. Good to see a three-way here. Ooh, that's it. It's Stephen battling it out there with Carl and Rui.
Yeah, as these guys are going down to club chicane side by side, looking like they're almost attached to each other. And currently, de Grevelier is... got there ahead of the pack in 21st from Rui Sosa and Carl Smith. So Grevelier there leading us away, as we see in the background as well. Carl Smith trying to make his move, thought better of it, tucks in behind him on that run down into Abbey.
Fraser back in another run here again on our Croatian. Is it Croatian flag? Where Ninet's from? It's a hard one to tell. You'll have to ask him.
It's from Serbia.
Serbia, okay.
It's from Serbia and not Croatia.
Whoa! Fraser deciding I'll take the high road, the High Line club version into club. That is club, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, if it's the final corner.
It is club, yeah. It's club final corner.
Club, he clubbed the final corner. There you go. You're waiting for those first bad puns to come. There's the first one of the evening.
It's going to be on the last lap of the race, guys, as well. And the leaders are on the back straight. So we'll keep an eye on the leaders for you as they cross the line here tonight. We've got Robert Stoughton. There they are, the two leaders of this race, Alex Everitt and Artem Makarov, as these guys are going to be running down now. Round Stowe they go. Down this short, sharp straight of Vale, coming into the club chicane at the end. Makarov looks like he's just too far away to really mount a challenge. And this is going to be Alex Everitt's victory. Goes across the line in race one. There he is. Alex Everitt is your race one victor for the first race of the Crest Autosport World Touring Car Challenge. Makarov comes across the line in second, Vladisaljevic in third, Schneider fourth, Rostons fifth, of course, and then we've got Butcher and Juaz having a battle down to the line. Juaz got that as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, he got it. Literally got the sixth place, Butcher seventh. So, yeah, really close. Gil, Stoughton, Panusa, Georgia, Ward, Pedersen after that as well. Then Paul Hands, Anthony Hobbs, Ian Deeney, Georgiadis, Hand, Locke, Santos, Grevelier, Smith, Sosa, Lopez, and Camano. So there you go. That is the guys. We'll wait for the final official results to come up. And we will read you through them because with 26 cars on the grid, Biggles, we do have to go some.
So what's some?
So what's some? Who's got dim sum?
You said what some? You said what?
No, some what's some, what's some. I said we got to go some.
We got to go. Here we go. There's your results.
Right, so Alex Everitt is your victor on a best lap of a 107.995. And there as well, Makarov in second, Vladisaljevic in third, and Schneider fourth, Rostons fifth, Juaz sixth, Butcher seventh, Gil eighth, Stoughton ninth, Panusa in 10th, Shajea in 11th, Ward in 12th, Pedersen in 13th, Hans 14th, Hobbs 15th, Deeney 16th, Georgiadis 17th, Hand in 18th, Flock 19th, Grevelier 20th, Sosa 21st, Smith 22nd, Lopez 23rd, and Camano and 24th. Pessoa Santos 25th, and obviously we heard the DQing of Vlad Tatara. Fastest lap, Alex Makarov. And there was your winner, was Alex Everitt. So there you go.
Good boy, you got through it all.
I know.
I
figured out with this, mate, that once it starts moving, I'm in trouble. I've got to get to the end. If I'm not at the end by the time it started moving or halfway down the page, it's going to go wrong.
Excellent. So we'll take a little bit of a break, of course. We'll throw up our sponsors and don't go anywhere. We've got to get ready for race 2 in just a few minutos. So.
The GP Box is an online marketplace for motorsports merchandise and memorabilia. Browse for a whole range of motorsports products in all forms of motorsport. Take Formula One for example. There is a whole section dedicated to Formula One products from your favourite drivers, cars, teams or tracks from all eras of Formula One. There are more series available, including WRC if you are a rally fan. You can even search for your favourite form of motorsport to see what products they have in your favourite forms of motorsport.
Okay guys, we are back there. There's a few words from our sponsor on the screen from GP Box as well. So thank you very much to them there. But we're back with race 2, 26 seconds remaining of the brief little intermission, should we say. Not really a warm-up. I would say it was more of an intermission where people went off, got a drink, chilled out, sat down, breathed, toilet maybe, you know.
Dunnies,
that was the
loo, the dunny, yeah.
Yeah, that was the pits we was in.
Yeah.
I
got a bone to pick with you, Craig. I have a bone to pick with you, my friend. You called this simulator a game. Oh, I was beeping out the game.
Oh.
It's a simulator, Craig. It drives like a simulator. It's not. If you want to play a game, go play the Formula One game or GTA or any of those. What was it? Gran Turismo, stuff like that. But these are simulators.
Console games.
Yeah, yeah.
I did have a big debate about that with somebody the other day, actually, on a broadcast. In one of their chats, they were talking about how if it's on a console, if it's a game. If it's on a PC, it's a simulator. Until I turned around and said, well, ACC's on a console and a simulator.
Yeah.
So on a console and a PC.
Oh, is it on the console as well? That's as well? Okay,
yeah, my son's got it on the PlayStation.
Oh.
So does it make it a sim game? I don't know.
You can plug in proper rigs and stuff like that, wheels and everything to it. So yeah. Anyway, we are getting ready with the reverse grid for race 2. 15 minutes.
Yep. Ward on pole position, Jajea second, Penosa third, Stotton fourth, Gill fifth, Butcher sixth, you at seventh, Roston's eighth, and we are away here at the Silverstone International layout in the sunny countryside of the UK. And currently Alex Ward has got an absolute barnstorming start there, as Fabio Gil is currently trying to battle out with Penosa and Juaz here as well. It's all going to get very tight and clustered in that corner. Rostons can't find a way through either, so bear with us guys, because we will get back there when it all settles down. But currently there is people all over the place trying to have a battle, and Norbert Juaz is one of them. So far so good, Biggles. There's a big puff of smoke from Kamano at the back of the grid there, but I think he's all good and dusted. But Alex Everitt trying to come through the field in 11th place.
He must feel like a bit of a sardine can at the moment with all the other sardine fish per se, because you're squeezed in there. Not a lot of room around this track, but they're trying to seize the opportunity early before everybody settles into a bit of a pattern.
I think that was a move that was important for Makarov. He had to get in front of Everitt. Trouble is Everitt's not giving up now. Everett's looking at coming up the inside as we go on board with Vladisaljevic.
You've been practicing that.
Yeah, but sorry, Nenad, I do apologise. But Everett's got back in front again, and Makarov there. I bet you Makarov really does not want to be in that position. They're both trying to come through this big field together.
Somebody goes off. Who was that?
Oh, that was Butcher.
Butcher, yes. Running wide at the one of the early laps. So very, very, very interesting. Don't want to be doing that too soon, but.
No, he's only managed to lose one place, though, to Paduso. So he should be in a good, a fairly good place currently at the moment. It simulated my car not starting and not being able to start the race, says Craig Deacon.
Poor Craig has been having such a poor
rough night,
today.
Craig. I'm sorry, Craig, for that. Yeah, but at least at least it simulated his car not starting. But part of the current race route build there as well. So Fraser Rostod's currently doing the business with Remo Schneider, Georgia in front of him, Alex Everitt, Makarov behind him, having a battle, and Vladisaljevic behind that in 12th as well. Interesting thing.
Everybody through. Just look at the back as well.
Yeah, Paul Hans here as well, trying to make a move. Car number 23 in the position 23 in the Honda. So Fabio Gil as well is also locked up in that battle. Biggles with Juaz, Butcher, Panusa, Remo Schneider, Rostos, Everitt, Makarov, Vladisaljevic, Pedersen, Dini, Hobbs, all locked within, if I calculated that one, of about 2.3 seconds, give or take.
Oh, that's
as I sit here frantically with my calculator.
Yeah, I got you. Beep, 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 hit the button, son. Here we go at the moment. So, this is Nomad looking over his rear wing at Georges Garcia there, Remo Schneider. All those fantastic names that I just cannot pronounce. But that's Robert up on his roof.
On his roof.
On his roof. We don't see that very often. What's happened to Robert? Old Roberto. Wow. Anyway, there's Remo Schneider trying to take it up the inside there of his teammate there, the old INLK. Oh, look at this. It's is that Alex in the wars? It is, I believe.
Yeah, he's still trying to battle with Makarov there as well.
Frazier as well too. So Frazier's the brown car, remember?
Yeah, Alex is behind it. Makarov's behind that. Vladisaljevic behind that. Pedersen's behind that. So, you know, at the moment, Vladisaljevic here has got an ideal spot to watch these two carry on battling. But the thing is as well, is how long does he sit there for before he starts thinking, I can go quicker than this?
Or thinking I could be on my roof like Robert was. And that's, Robert's out.
Yeah, Stotton's out. Gone.
So, yeah, it's a pity we missed that because you don't see a car really upside down very often, but you do see accidents like this.
Makarov there, while we were on board with Vladisaljevic, unfortunately he joined into the back of Makarov, and Makarov is now in 10th place, Vladisaljevic down in 12th. All the while though, Alex Everitt in 7th, flying along nicely there as well, trying to be chasing down Fraser, who's just absolutely went to send it up the inside of Juaz. Wow.
Now, Fraser's now been in the wars a few times. Somebody's been disqualified. That was Carl Smith. Carl Smith's been disqualified. The message only came up for a split second, but Carl's out. Fraser now, Rostons has been in the wars a lot, so no doubt the stewards are going to be looking at his actions here this evening. But bumping is groaning. Nothing wrong with that. And once again, he's in the wars here as the 39 car. Oh, that is definitely a little bit elbows out for sure, isn't it? You can see that. I think a few drivers aren't happy with a few drivers at the moment with their judging by their actions.
They've got to be able to keep it clean. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got to be able to kind of think, okay, well, this has happened. Makarov has happened. He knows it's there, and you know, I'm sure Vlad's probably apologised to him as well. But at the end of the day, it happens. This is racing, and they all need to sort of chill a little bit. But Makarov here is getting a little bit side by sidey, shall we say, down the order. So, and of course, we've just seen Grevelier down there as well, having that battle with Rui Sosa and Paul Hans and Pessoa Santos, sorry, behind them. So Hans there as well.
This 28 car goes really wide.
That
was Gabriel.
Ryan Hand.
Oh, it was Ryan, yeah.
Ryan Hand
further back,
and well.
here it is again, up into the business end-ish. This is what they've been bumping and grinding, mate. Now, I'm afraid sometimes of going away from this pack at the moment and missing some of the action, but then again, there are other drivers all in this race. There's 24 of them remaining, so we want to make sure we capture all the action as much as possible across the field. But this something just tells me in this pack, isn't it, where of these drivers of Ninad and Markov and Alex Everitt, Fabio Gil a little bit further up here at the moment. That is Alex, I believe, and Fabio.
Yeah, Fabio there, card number 31, has got Remo Schneider in front of him. There is Alex Everitt in 5th. He's currently got Norbert Juaz behind that as well. So it's going to be an interesting thing of what these guys can do. Oh, somebody just sent it. Absolutely sent it on the inside of Fraser Rostons. I believe that was Pedersen. He come in hotter than a hot iron there, mate, didn't he?
He did. He absolutely did. And this is going to be interesting to see this continue. Meanwhile, it's helping our leaders there of Alex Ward and Russ Butcher just kind of run away with this at the moment. They're about 2 seconds between each other, and they got a second over Remo. And then, you know, Fabio's keeping Fabio in P4, a little bit honest. And then behind that is this Alex Everitt party that you can see right there behind this man, Alex, in P5.
Party.
Yeah. It's not a party of 5, it's a party of about 10. All the way down to your man. You like to pronounce, of course, when I call him Mr. Nenad. But yeah, he's in the wars, isn't he?
Yeah, he's locked in again with Makarov, isn't he? Here, Vladisaljevic. So Makarov and Vladisaljevic are just having this absolutely mighty battle. They came to contact down into the club chicane, and I think the interesting thing about it is as well is obviously they're now back at it again. Obviously, visually, you would think they were clearly faster than the cars in front. But when the cars in front are battling, like Fraser is here, it's incredibly difficult for them to get past.
Yeah, and I see Fraser, because Fraser's always been up the inside, a line at this one a lot, and some of the cars have been turning in and not, and then he's bumping them out there. He's going to be very careful bumping. Oh, this is a bumper car tournament right now. This is now Wreckfest. Unbelievable. We'll have to go back behind and have a look at this from somebody else's perspective. All you're going to see is car, and a car. Where's the track? Drive-through penalty's been served, I think, for Ricardo Santos, I believe.
Yeah,
Stewards will be absolutely busy in this one, my friend.
Well, mate, how are they gonna call it? If the cars are still on the track, you can't say like there's any problems. At the end of the day, it's they're still all on the track, aren't they? You know, there's sometimes
and in fact, speaking of this, Remo now has started to catch. Remo and Fabio have started to catch our second place Ross.
Yeah,
and in fact, they're all going to go for it. Maybe here.
Oh. Do we feel, though, going into stewards, right? I get stewards are stewards, and they do a fantastic job, and they're volunteers, and they help out, and I get that, and thank you very much to stewards, because, you know, where would racing be without you? But when it's this close, and the drivers are still on track, and they're all in the same order, and there is a little bit of rubbing, you know, you got to let it go a little bit, ain't you? Because otherwise you'll be forever handing out penalties.
Well, there is a lot, no doubt. We see it, but I guess they're looking at how often is it. Like, is there any intentional stuff with it? Is there somebody deliberately swerving out there at that angry at a driver or something? You do see, that's what I've seen some of that during the series, not season as well. Not a lot, thankfully, but there is. That's just because people get frustrated, people get angry, you know, we all do it, we get angry sometimes, you know, and on the track you can just, you know, you get pushed off the track, you get upset, later back you come back at them, and then you might give them a nudge unintentionally. Well, intentionally is the word I was looking for, not unintentionally. And so that happens, and of course, and then it happens when you play sports and stuff like that too. It used to happen all the time when I was playing basketball, you know, with somebody, they give you a bit of a hard push, and you give them a bit of a hard push back, and the next time around it gets a little bit more physical. Sometimes you get into a fist fight, sometimes it doesn't. But that's when you're playing at a level of competition, and, you know, the adrenaline's pumping through. So that's no doubt it'll happen on track, and that's when the stewards are probably looking at that more rather than just every time somebody bumps, as you'd mentioned.
Yeah. Tatara locked back further in 9th place, is in an absolute epic scrap here as well. Further back in 9th. Tatara there as well, chasing down Pedersen with Dini behind him, Locke, Hobson, Vladisaljevic. So they've been locked in a battle as well. These little pockets of two. You got this two, the two behind it, the two behind that. It's like Noah's Ark. Not only do we not have animals, but Tatara gets through. Pedersen goes in deep. And Tatara goes through. Yeah, he goes through.
All right, here comes championship leader at the moment, Mr. Alex, of course, the man that runs the league. Looking to make his way up in the inside there of the 9 car there is that Remo? That's Fabio, actually, not Remo.
Yeah,
Remo's
Remo
up the
Schneider.
road.
Yeah, Alex Everitt has just got past Remo Schneider.
You're right.
Yep.
So he's trying to hunt down Ross, who's now just ahead of him. And
yeah,
then on
no,
top
Remo's
of it,
come back.
Yeah, he
Remo's
has
come back.
actually.
He come up at the chicane. He didn't let him have the room. And it took the corner as well. He went down into club on the inside, forced Alex on Everitt on the out. And Remo popped it back up the inside. All the while, though, Fabio Gil was just sat back thinking, well, you know, I'm in 5th. 2 minutes to go. These guys have not taken each other out yet. As we can see, Anthony Hobbs here.
Emphasis on the word yet.
Yeah, making moves past Vladi Saljevic. So Anthony Hobbs there as well is through and up into 12th place. Look, we're hoping something like that doesn't happen, mate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we never do. But rubbing is racing. That's what they say.
Alex going to make another run for sure here. You know he wants at P3. He's always wanting something a little bit more. That's the reason why the man's leading the championship, because he's going to try to seize opportunities and points as much as possible.
Oh, the trouble with Schneider is he wants to get back in front of him if he can, because if Everett's got that inside line, Schneider's got no option. Barter running around the outside. Schneider's got to get on the gas. Get on the gas, cover the inside. Oh, he didn't get it done. He had to get on the gas early after that first part of that chicane to get back up the inside of Everitt and force him not to take that line. Unfortunately, he did not do that, therefore Everitt got through. So next on the Alex Everitt target hit list is Ross Butcher in 2nd place there, Biggles, and Everett's flying.
Yeah, but doesn't have enough time. 46 seconds is all he has to try to gain. What? May get no, I'm not quite sure if we can get Ross now. This is very much going to be probably the last lap. Fabio might, as you've seen that other battle back further.
Oh, leave the door. Give him a little bit of room.
Yeah, but he's going to be completely off the racing line, so this is a switchback you see here.
Yeah.
Depends how deep that Remo goes into it.
Yeah, he doesn't. We've got Alex Ward coming around the final chicane. There he is. 8 seconds on the clock.
Making that work brilliantly. Yeah.
No, that's it. That's it. Done and dusted. We weren't sure if they were going to cross the line just before.
Can Alex get him here?
Force another lap.
No.
But no, Alex didn't. He was in 2nd place there as well. I tell you, the interesting battle would be Camano, Sosa and Lopez down in 18th, 19th.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're still going. Club and Club and Vale. That's Steve, is it? That's Stevie. Can Stevie get on the power there? Or he might get... Whoa! Who's on the roof? Rio!
Rui Sosa's on the roof.
On the final corner.
Rui's on the roof in the final corner, last lap. There we go. Say that when you're drunk. Rui on the roof in the final corner. And you got to get it around too,
mate. You got Ricardo coming around the corner here pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to get it across that line, mate.
Fellow Portuguese driver, he's going to get back on there, yep. And maybe a little bit of frustration kicking in there, but...
I think that car is just severely crappy, mate. I think it's really considerably broken currently. So Ward is your victor. Butcher 2nd, Everitt 3rd, Schneider 4th, Gill 5th, Makarov 6th, Uaz 7th, Tatara 8th, Pedersen 9th, Locke 10th, Dini 11th, Hobbs 12th, Vladir Saljevic in 13th, Hans 14th, Panusa 15th, Georgiades 16th, Gravelier in 17th, Lopez 18th, Camano 19th, Sosa in 20th. Race winner Alex Ward, fastest lap Alex Everitt this evening. So there we go. Pedro Santos is in 21st, Hand 22nd. Rostod's down in 23rd, did not finish. Georgia 25th, 24th. Stoughton 25th, Smith 26th. Smith was DQ'd, so there we go.
Oh, whoa, interesting.
Whew.
And a late hound after that one, of course, but we got more racing to go. That was only race 2. We have a 20-minute race coming up with a mandatory pit stop, which is just drive through the pit stop. That's all that is, which they do at any time. If we've seen all over the racing season so far, they sometimes wait till the very last lap. And of course, speaking of the race season, look at that. We still have more of these classic British tracks to go, of course. Back to Dullington Park, which is a different variation you can see from the round 4 with the extra. You'll know what that corner's called. That extra
Grand Prix. It's the Grand Prix circuit, isn't it?
The Grand Prix. Yeah, and then back to another variation of the Silverstone.
Yeah,
And I
that
believe it is a classic Brands Hatch after that too, right?
Yeah, National Circuit in Silverstone, which is the short track, which according to the national, it's about 0.2 of a mile shorter than this. So it's 1.6 miles, whereas the international is 1.8. So there we go. And then Brands Hatch Grand Prix, which is the full Grand Prix circuit. So you've got the backside of the circuit of Dingledale down the Dingledale Hill or Dingledale Corner. It's where you drop down the hill and come up the other side and go to the right. So there you go.
And you've got to remember too that these drivers are driving with ballasts. And if you want to explain that one to everybody in case you are new here.
Yeah, in case you are new. Okay, so everybody listen up. Ballast will be applied to the drivers' cars in qualifying and races 1 and 2 based on their championship position. Race 3 ballast, which is what we're going into now, will be based on the qualifying results on the day. Ballast will start from 40 kilos applied to the top seeded driver and will run down in increments of 5 to the 8th seeded driver. So there we go.
Well, that means that those drivers that we're seeing at the moment, they unfortunately just cut off the top 2 there, but that was Alex
Makarov, wasn't it?
Makarov, yes. And so the rest of the drivers will have those ballast applied to this race, as you'd mentioned, because these are the qualifying results that we had today.
Yeah, and it's only down to 8th seeded drivers, so down to Robert Stotton, who will carry ballast, unfortunately, even though he ended up on his roof, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. So if you are here in chat as well, guys, don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and turn on the bells for a big old notification of when we go live, because that will be absolutely incredible if you can do that for us. So, yep, absolutely amazing.
Once again, I think we'll obviously have to show our sponsors videos, of course, that fantastically provide us with all the goodies here to keep Crest Autosports rolling in the championship series. And of course, we still have enough 3 or so rounds to go after this. One last race for this evening. Race 3 will be coming up. So yeah, once again, I'll play that video and we'll be back in a minute.
The GP Box is an online marketplace for motorsports merchandise and memorabilia. Browse for a whole range of motorsports products in all forms of motorsport. Take Formula 1 for example. There is a whole section dedicated to Formula 1 products from your favourite drivers, cars, teams or tracks from all eras of Formula 1. There are more series available, including WRC if you are a rally fan. You can even search for your favourite form of motorsport to see what products they have in your favourite forms of motorsport. Or, if yourself are a retailer in motorsport, you could set up your own shop within the GP Box to open up your products to a much bigger motorsport audience. Find out more at thegpbox.com.
We're back at it for the practice session for the final race of the season. Sorry, the season, of course, this event. This weekend. Back at
It's
it,
been
of
an
course.
interesting first couple of races. I think that's the first time we've seen somebody on their roof.
Twice as well.
Twice.
In
I
one
know.
race.
In one race. Not only do we get it once, we get it twice.
Yeah. Drivers are okay. They've come out of the medical center. They're all absolutely fine. Of course, these cars are built pretty tough.
They're built different. Sorry, couldn't help it. As you see on screen there, commentary, guys, is by myself, James Parfitt, and Dean Biggles in the booth with me this evening. So much pleasure, as always, having my kangaroo eating, barbecuing in the middle of December, Australian commentator in the booth with me. See, there you go. I gave you an amazing entrance then as well. What more can you ask for?
Vegemite sandwich.
Vegemite sandwich. I've got one of them. Can't help you with that, mate.
Meat
Unfortunately.
pie and a sausage roll, of course. Hey, I had my first takeout the other day in about 3 months.
Did you?
Yeah, remember I said I went to the doctor to get a check out. It's
Oh,
in
yeah,
a small town, so I'm like, there's takeout available there. So, bang, had my takeout.
What takeout did you have?
First I had, for breakfast, I had I was going to early, I had Subway for breakfast, and then I had McDonald's for lunch. There was KFC there, weren't open until 10 or something. Because I wanted a breakfast, and I don't really like McDonald's breakfast that much. And there isn't many of the other ones around of the fast food chains in that city anyway, so at least it was something. Yep.
Subway, mate. You don't have to go anywhere else for Subway.
Well, there's none around here where I am.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. We just got a message from Alex here. Did I hear you say there was a compulsory pit stop?
Yes, I said that.
Not this one.
There's not. Oh.
No.
My apologies. I'm getting mixed up with something else.
Alex just messaged me. Guys, there's no mandatory pit stop in race 3 and never has been.
I
I'm
knew
not sure
that,
where
Alex.
he got
I was
that.
testing to see if you guys were paying attention out there. All right?
You were checking if anybody's watching back the broadcast. Oh, okay. To make sure that we're being scrutinised for what we're doing and making sure you're paying attention, Mr. Everitt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Apparently.
he was paying attention, obviously.
He clearly was. Because
So
he
let's
was
not remember, we do have Apex Tracks Driver of the Day that we will have to vote after this race. So remember that in the back of your mind from the first 2 races. Just have a bit of a think and then have the third race to come into play there. Don't sit on the fence like James does all the time. Can't make a decision on who to vote for.
I'm not doing it.
But
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
I know it's usually me that does that.
I was
So
gonna
are
say,
you
you're
paying
the
attention
one
again?
Yeah, you're not normally the one with splinters, mate. Where you sat on the fence so much. Don't even go there.
Well, what I'm going to do, of course, is that in the meantime, we're going to show you the results from race 1. And that's where the results from race 1, of course. With Mr. Alex and Mr. Markov and Mr. Ninad. Come on, you got to pronounce his name again.
Vladisaljevic.
That's it. Yep, rounding out your top 3 there. Race 2. Our results, sorry, I just have to increase it because the screen size is different each time I take a capture of it. Where the Brits, is this correct actually for race 2? Should be, absolutely, shouldn't it? Yeah. I believe that's correct.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
For race 2. And, of course, I'll give you the race 3 in a second. Just while we're at a practice session for the final time this evening.
2 minutes 30 on the clock till we go into the final race here from Silverstone. As you see the race 2 results still on the screen. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find
Who have you got in mind? Do you have a driver of the day?
Yeah, you always ask me this, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you an answer.
Well, that's just rude.
Because I just had to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze on air. So that's the reason why I didn't want to give you an answer right there, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is your race 3. This is not your race 3 results because Rory is not here. What have I done wrong? Well, that's right, because we don't have a race 3 results yet. Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Jeez. Who dragged this astray?
Somebody
in the
get
booth?
their P45 for Biggles this evening. P45 and a taxi for Biggles out of Silverstone and back on the plane to Australia, please. Because
if you do,
clearly...
I've got to come back then next week. But
Not
anyway,
getting it.
the previous race results, there we are. So we know who took it last week for race 3. Alex did. Vlad got the race 2, and Nenad got the race 1. So we'll be looking at similar situations. But if you look at the overall... Sorry, 1 second. Sneezes again. Yeah, we don't have Rory here. The Irish driver's not racing tonight, unfortunately, because he did a fantastic job last week.
No, Rory O'Shea, no.
Ah. So, there you have it.
Should be an absolute banger of a third race. Absolute banger. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, we're going to add the mandatory drive-through.
Oh, is that what we're going to add, are we?
Yeah,
We're just making it up as you go along.
You are referring to another league that is the case. I thought it was for the race 3, but it's not, obviously. The race 3 is, as we'd mentioned earlier, with the itinerary, of course, is that you're going to have the grid based on race 2 reverse top 18, which means that, obviously, if we go back to those results for the race 2, how's it going to flip around, mate? So that means we're going to have Mr. Lopez starting on pole.
Yes. Grevelier second, Georgiadis third, Panusa fourth, Hans fifth, Vladisaljevic in sixth, Hobbs seventh, Dini eighth, Luck will be ninth, Pedersen 10th, Totara 11th, Juaz 12th, Makarov 13th, Gill 14th, Schneider 15th, Everitt 16th, Butcher 17th, and Ward will be in 18th place. There we go.
And we'll be right on cue to just about when that was going to happen right now. So that practice session is over. It's time to start earning your paycheck, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Silverstone. But that's one for you too. You've been to this track. You said that you were just here the other day as well. And you've been to some of those other tracks. Which is your favourite UK track overall and all the UK tracks?
Favourite UK track?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to come back to you on that one. That's a toughie. The thing with Silverstone, it is nice, but it's so expansive. I don't know. And I was stood there, literally where we're looking at now, to the left of that triangle. That's where I was stood watching the racing. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to come back to you on that one, Biggles.
Sorry, sir?
I'll have to come back to you on that one.
Yeah, for me, mate, it's Brands Hatch. And you guys out there in the chat, let us know. But for me, Brands Hatch, mate, that elevation changes, that's what Silverstone doesn't really have as much. Yeah, Brands Hatch, mate, up and down, blind spots. Classic. But here we go.
Right, we are away for the 20-minute race 3. We've got Grevelier on the left, and then we've got Lopez on the right. Grevelier being chased down by Georgiadis here as well behind him as these guys are battling away. Oh! Is he going to spin? We're going to see Georgiadis. Is that Georgia? Yes, it is Georgiadis. It's Tokyo drifting out the outside there, mate. Done an absolute barnstormer. But look at the pack in the middle. Pedersen, Sara, Makarov, Juaz, Gill, Everitt, Butcher, Locke, Snyder, Ward. I can't call that. They're all together. It's unbelievable racing. They look like 3-4 wide further back.
Well, it's because we have the massive difference, of course, there, isn't it, between the reverse grid. So 18 of them, and we got the different ballast, of course, based on the qualifying.
Oh! There is some battles going on there, and Georgiadis has gone off into the wall.
Somebody's off at the grass as well.
Yeah, it's Georgiadis into the wall there as well, and his race is just about run. Juaz here as well, currently in the middle of the pack in 14th. Further back from that is Rostons, but back up front, Grevelier is chasing down Lopez with Vladisaljevic in third. If anybody's going to win this race, Nenad is going to be the one.
There's obviously a bit of netcode applied here as well, but still, on top of it, I guarantee you they are still bumping. Whether it looks as dramatic from inside their cars as it does up here in the casting box, but it's set on the cameras. It certainly is still elbows out racing. That's what we should call this league. Obviously, Crest Autosport's next season, we're going to rename it to Elbows Out Racing. So, Alex.
What I don't understand, though, in other races and other simulators, Craig, we've done, those cars would have been round by now. But here in Race Room, they seem to have super glue on their tyres. It just doesn't seem to go round, does it? Obviously, we saw a couple of people on their roof, like, but, don't get me wrong. It was just a one-off.
It reminds you of like an old slot car track, isn't it? Like the old slot car racing where they got little grooves or something.
We call them Scale Electrics, mate.
Yeah, well, that's a brand. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, that's what we call. That's what we say. We don't call them slot car.
Well, because they're cars that ride in a slot, mate. If you're casting after a brand, you're going to get very Americanized. Americanized do that when they say things are Band-Aids, even though that's a brand.
Oh, no, we call them plasters.
No,
but we don't call them slot cars. They're Scale Electric cars, mate.
Well, Scale Electrics is a brand. What about all the other brands of those? What do you call them? Do you think those other brands would like to be called Scale Electrics cars when they're not?
Well, I'm not going to go walking around going, hey, I'm just about to go and put some Dulux, meaning paint. Dulux on the wall, am I? I call it paint.
So, yeah, anyway, we won't get into that.
But Scale Electric is the one thing that we call Scale Electric. Look, we can have a debate every now and then while the cars are settled down, Yeah. Alex Everitt trying to come back through the field in 8th. Chasing down Bakarov is trying to get past Lopez here. Adam Locke in.
We should call this the Audi series. Or the Hyundai series. Even though you got multiple cars. The Hyundai touring cars. Oh, no.
No, you can't call it that.
No. We could call Formula One just a Ferrari one.
Yeah, but because it would turn into a meme.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? The Ferrari one will just turn into a meme.
But anyway, the principle we're talking about is the fact that they were like those cars, weren't they? They'll slit into those grooves and they just drive around on rails. And then, of course, when you do overpower them, that's when they flip up on their roof and go off track.
Yeah, it seems like it needs a lot to be able to do that, as we see Adam Locke here. With Paul Hans, look at it, sending it up at the inside. Hans has got through there as well, Biggles. Jeannot down with Panosa as well. He's chasing down to Tara and Pedersen. So there is a Hand fighting.
Bit of a handy overtake he did, didn't it? There's another one. I'm really rusty with my puns today, mate. Absolutely rusty. Go back up to the business end.
Just full of fantastic puns this evening.
I'm off. I really haven't been sharp lately, mate, because once again, this is still early for me. 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Can you give me the driver's name and the man in front, please?
The lad, the one in front of this driver, Stephen, at the moment.
Yeah, who's the car number 31?
Car number 31's Vlad Tata. No, you mean leading the race.
Leading the race. What's his name?
It's Dinad. The old Dinadster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still not quite got it to go and actually try it, have you?
I like to give drivers nicknames, mate. That's how I like to flow. That's
because anything longer than 3 syllables, the Biggles gets confused.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Okay.
Wow. Pedersen and Gravellier.
Forget traditional racing lines. There isn't any here this evening.
Mate, Pedersen was just going through like an absolute banshee. And completely missed his breaking point there, didn't he? He just got it all wrong. Poor old Pedersen there. But I tell you what, mate, look at the battle from 8th. Russ Butcher is leading an absolute barnstorming flurry of cars. Coming behind him, Russ Butcher in 8th. You got Juaz, Gill, Hans, Lopez, Locke, Hobbs, Deeney, Ward, Hand, and Rostons.
And Craig Deacon's been given a drive-through penalty. They just got confirmed at the moment. That's at the back of the field where there is actually quite a bit of action here too.
Did Craig make it in this one?
JC.
He did.
He didn't, yeah.
Oh,
he gets back in and then gets a drive-through penalty after all those technical issues.
Yeah, it might be easy just sitting in chat, Craig, next time listening to us.
Carl Smith got a drive-through penalty. I just saw that come up for a second. It can be quick, mate. It's very sharp. I've got it set to 32 seconds, mate, so...
Mate, that's not 32 seconds. That is the shortest 0.32 of a second.
Craig Deacon drive-through warning.
Carl Smith drive-through. Yeah. Paul Rian Hand slow down penalty.
Alex making his way around the outside there of Jorgen.
I put it at 3,200 for me. Entertain me for a minute.
Actually, it's a good idea. Well, he can't.
Because it could be on 3,200 milliseconds. I can't.
It says seconds in brackets. I'll just increase it, see if it does anything.
Yeah, go as high as you can go.
It only has two digits, mate, so it can only go to 60 seconds, I think.
Well, that would do. 60 seconds. We'll see Fabio Gil here as well. Paul Hans still in front. Oh, Fabio getting up close and personal with Paul Hans as we go into the last 13 minutes there as well. So some absolute epic driving here as well. And Alex Ward trying to battle his way back through the field. Here comes Alex, the winner of race 2. So,
and guess what? The Markovs are in the war. Ross and Alex Everitt. Now, Alex is making his way back up again. Look at this. Climbing his way through the field as he does best. But that's only because of that battle that occurred just up the road from him. That's helping him out for sure. That's an overtake done. Actually, it's 3 overtakes done. Is that Giamaro that's lost those places there at the moment? Looks like it was. Down to P5 now.
Yeah, he's down into 5. Pedersen behind him in 6. Everitt up into 4th. Has he got enough in the tank with 12 minutes to catch Vladisaljevic? That's the question.
Very good question.
Very good
There's
question.
Alex here now.
Yeah, going around
but
Stowe.
Lad's actually starting to put some pressure right now on Nilad, your driver.
Yeah, Vlad Tatara, Vladisaljevic, Gravellier, Panusa, Everitt. They're all having parts and parcels of scraps here, but I think if Tatara can keep up the back of Vladisaljevic, it might be an interesting one, whether or not he can get past. But I think Vlad might have a little bit too much now. We've got 11:38 on the clock.
Look, if this is no corner there, just create your own. Haji-baji.
You can see Russ Butcher there just completely creating his own line.
Butchered it.
He butchered it. Butchered it. There you go. Slow down penalty, track limits abuse for Nanad there. So
he didn't butcher it, but he did it right. He is carving
butchered
his way.
Butchered the corner,
carving his way through the corner was the word you'd be looking for. Vlad's still putting pressure on at the moment for the lead of this race, but we'll still continue on. No, we might have to stick with this at the moment because he's now looking pretty spicy.
Oh, Tatara sent it around the inside of Club Chicane, gets the job done. Vladisaljevic is trying to come up the back in the inside. He's on the inside. Is he going to run Tatara wide? He cuts off Tatara's nose. Faster than a plastic surgeon doing a nose job.
It took 3 races and a bit of time, but I was actually going to bring that one up for a second. So, but yeah, the one thing he doesn't want to be doing, my friend, isn't it, is leaving the front door open and getting it burgled.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Vladisaljevic had no chance of leaving the door open to get burgled there from Tatara. He come back, took it off him, and said, thank you very much. I will have your nose. As I, there as well. So Juaz now coming back through here in 7th place. Currently battling with Makarov behind that as well. Hands behind that, Gill, Butcher, Ward, and Rostons. So this is another interesting battle here as well, isn't it? The middle pack. And then look at the section pack behind that.
Yep.
The pack with Rostons is in there as well.
There's a pack everywhere.
Yeah, you got packs. You got pack up front, pack in the middle, and then a pack at the end. It's insane. Oh, Pedersen. Oh, Panusa just could not get through on Pedersen there. Pedersen was kind of, his car grew a little bit there, Biggles, didn't it? Almost like as if Pedersen was pushing out in the car to extend it.
Using the wide lane of the road there, of course, making it a little bit of a wider opportunity for the car to block as much as you possibly can. This is one thing we haven't seen now in this race. We haven't seen the teammates work together like they have in the past. Having like the Ukrainian drivers just brilliantly work together in a way where they make it so difficult for anybody to overtake because they become blockers. But they've been too far out, teammates here this evening.
Well,
for
the
most
problem
of them.
is as well, is don't forget Tatara got the disqualification in race 1. So apart from race 1 where they were together, they've not been together through race 2 and race 3. So they can't. You know, you've got Makarov down in 9th and you've got Tatara in 2nd. So they can't anyway. They're a long way off each other. Do you know what I mean? There's no chance with them not being together.
Absolutely, you're right. And that's unusual for this season. For this race.
Definitely.
Sorry. But his teammates, right now, speak of the devil, Rossa and Markov. Now, Ross, I don't know whether they're actually communicating or not. together in team chats, but usually I've seen so far, even with the the Ukrainian team, they tend to go for it. But further up the field, there we go. It could be this battle once again, resuming for the lead between these two gladiators again.
Oh, leave him
Nilad's
room.
not going to yield at all. He's going to be not on my watch, my friend. You're going to have to put me on my roof if you want to get past me this evening.
And look in the background. There's the lion there in the background, stalking his prey. You can see these guys start fighting, and they're just basically backing each other into what is the tiger of Alex Everitt. There he is on board with Everitt now. You can see the two drivers battling in front currently in the moment. And Vladislav going up the... Oh, Tatara's taking him around the outside again. Vlad's going to try to cut back. Here we go again. Oh, is he going to do it?
This is all helping Alex in the background. As you mentioned, Alex is going to sit there and go, too. You battle it out, guys. Absolutely go for it, because in a minute...
Vladislav. Oh,
Alex is going to be approaching this party anytime soon with some tea and scones for sure to remind him, my friends, you are in the backyard of my country, so behave yourselves and let me be the one shaking the Queen's hand in the top step of the podium if he can get this battle done, if past these guys. And
he's only got 6 minutes, mind you.
Well, Alex only needs 2 minutes, mate.
Well, he will if these guys keep fighting like they are, mate. I'll tell you that much. Look at Panuso at the front
behind
here
as well, too. Look at this. All of the three Hondas behind. So
Panuso, you got Juaz, Hans, and Makarov. They've just got to try. Yeah, they're trying to, get hold of Gravellier. Unfortunately, Gravellier just seems like he's squashed in the middle. There we go. There is Fabio Gil. He's just lost a place to Artur Makarov. Looking at coming back up the inside. Butcher trying to make the most of it as he's kind of come through as well. Butcher gets one. Can he get Gil at the same time?
He got it. Yeah, that's fantastic, actually, get both of them.
Look at Rostots. Rostots is booked in behind him. You see him. He's just blocked in. Poor old Fraser Rostots had nowhere to go. Partly because he couldn't get Porras Ward in front. Schneider was blocking him in and using Ward as almost like a mobile roadblock. And Rostots makes his way through. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Cameron's been on him too much actually this evening. He was in the wars earlier. Steven now making a run. That's Stevie Gravellier.
Gravellier.
Grazie.
Layla in YouTube chat. Bravo, Nenad. Yeah, Nenad's doing a stellar job currently down in third now.
Yeah, Alex got past him, actually. He sneaked one past without even me noticing. Alex, naughty boy, we told you during the dress rehearsal. Wait your time on stage. Yep.
Yeah, but Vladislav is in third place. So there you go. Paul Hans currently battling away in seventh here as well. He's interested in that battle as well because you've got Norbert Juaz and Gravellier in front of him currently at the moment. So that's going to be an interesting one here. Don't
forget, get ready to vote for your driver of the day, everybody.
Yeah, if you have been here all the way through, guys, as well, we have got the Apex Tracks driver of the day. Let us know who you think has been your driver of the day across the three races. Okay, so across the three races, let us know who you think has been your driver of the day.
And it wasn't James.
Have you picked one yet?
Yes.
Have you actually picked one?
I'm on the fence at the moment.
I can bet you
I
are.
need to see how this pans out in this race.
Well, you can't.
You never know.
Pick the same person all season.
Casters aren't allowed to pick drivers.
Well, we are. We think we can.
Fans out there sitting in the audience there. Maybe the Queen. We can give them Your Majesty, but she can pick one if she wants.
Like, yeah, as we see Remo Schneider.
They've all been good boys. My corgis run faster than these cars. Yes, Your Majesty.
What do you absolutely sound like them?
Hey, Queen? I can do the Queens. I'm not doing the Queen right.
Oh,
It's off there. Is that
Ward
Alex?
goes in deep. That's losing places there as well. So Alex Ward has gone behind now. Schneider and Rostons and Makarov as he went in deep on the entrance there as well. So unfortunately he took a little bit of a divert as he was coming down from farm into village. So there we go.
Yeah, you guys come up with some creative names, don't you, in Silverstone for some corners? What's it close to? A farm? We'll call it a farm. What's that next to it? It's a village. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's Bathurst got? The Quarry and Forest Elbow?
Yeah, no, we're no different in Australia. I'm not saying that.
Do you know what I mean?
It could be worse. It could be like in the Dutch GP, of course, coming out this weekend for the F1. They're all like sponsored names for all the corners as well. So even going back into the old cigarette advertising sponsors names, which is amazing. 2022, but they've still kept the corner names, even though they banned. Remember, cigarette advertising in F1 and alcohol advertising too, right? Yeah, because Johnny Walker doesn't advertise anymore. They used to.
No, all the old Marlboro and all John Blair Special and all that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Fraser Roston said just literally got past Remo Schneider and is now on the hunt for Makarov. So it'll be interesting to see what Roston's can do. Can he hold Alex Ward at bay though? We saw Ward send it deep, 140 on the clock here, Biggles. Let's see how this goes. We've got Tatara in front, being chased down by a half a second from Everitt. You can see it on the left-hand side. Then we got Vladislavic. Then we got Pedersen. Then we got Panusa, Hans, Grevelier, Gil, Juaz, Butcher. Here rounds out your top 10. Oh!
It's Fraser in the walls again.
Yeah, he was up on two wheels. That sausage curve at the last corner put poor old Rostot on his two wheels.
He loves it. Is Adam maybe possibly taking a last opportunity run here on Mr. Gabriel Lopez? I get those Spanish names right, remember, of course, because I live in a Spanish-speaking country. So you're good with your European names, mate. We'll see how you go with your Latin American names.
Latin?
Gabriel Lopez, my friend, is from Colombia.
Yeah, Gabriel Lopez I could do. You know, Rui Sosa and JC Camano. Yeah. You know, Craig Deacon, and you're back in
it's
Jack
Camano.
Craig.
Camano. N-A. The N-A's the N-A.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Go back to. I was gonna say go back to school, but you work at a school, so just go back to work then.
I go back to work on Monday, unfortunately. Yeah. Panusa, anyway, Tatara started his last lap.
Oh, Ricardo Santos has got disqualified for excessive cutting. Hey, it's staying up longer now. So maybe my increasing that time had worked. Let's see.
Maybe it just doesn't like the fact that there's one after the other, because it tries to show them all in quick succession.
So that's 4 retirements now. Yeah. Anthony, Ian, Craig, Carl, Anastasius, and Ricardo.
Well, that's actually
Ian
6.
Dini.
Okay. 6 retirements.
6, yes, exactly. I was testing here. At the moment, can Vlad hold off Alex? And I have to say he will for this one.
Yeah, he's coming around into snow, mate. Snow?
Stowe.
Into snow? Into Stowe. So bar any major miracles of Alex sending it from an absolute mile away and creaming them both out, I've got a funny feeling he is going to come through, and this is going to be Tatara after being DQ'd in round 1. Wins race 3 here from the Silverstone International Circuit for the Crest Autosport World Touring Car Champion. Your victor in race 3 is Vlad Tatara. I feel like we need fireworks or something there, Biggles. I don't know. I bigged it up in that way where I was expecting fireworks. And
if you were around yesterday for a race I was casting, it was during a thunderstorm, so you would have heard the crackling of the lightning practically on time.
You know, because obviously, you know, I bigged that up and I was expecting like Singapore fireworks or something.
I will organise that for you next time.
Please do, mate, because I'm not, you know, I'm not expected to provide everything for you.
Yeah, true.
Sure.
You still haven't given me a fold-out sofa that was very uncomfortable, but anyway, you got results to go
over. Well, you know, you go. Tatara in first, Everitt second, Vladislavic in third, Pedersen fourth, Hans fifth, Panusa in 6th, Gill 7th, Juas 8th, Butcher 9th, Grevelier 10th, Makarov 11th, Schneider 12th, Ward 13th, Boston's 15th, Locke 15th, Lopez 16th, Sosa 17th, Camano 18th, Han 19th, Hobson 20th, Deeney 21st, Deakin 22nd. So we're in the land of the DNF. So we've got Hobbs, Deeney, Deakin, Smith, Georgiadis, and I believe Pedro Snatos. Race winner Tatara, fastest lap, 3 times out of 3 is the one, the only Mr. Alex Everitt.
And our driver of the day. We need to vote for a driver of the day, my friend, because that is something we definitely do need.
Driver of the day,
Easily.
Is I'm going Vladislav.
You can't copy my driver of the day.
Well, how did I know it was your driver of the day? You said, what is your driver of the day? So I said, Vladislav. And you said, you're copying me. But I didn't know that because my crystal ball doesn't allow me to copy you.
I thought they
So
said
how am I supposed to know?
good casters think alike, my friend.
Well, maybe we're just more synced than you know.
But that's the case. What about everybody out there in the old YouTube world? I'm curious to know your Apex Tracks driver of the day before we get into the driver interviews, actually, believe it or not, in a second.
Yeah, let us know.
You currently at the moment those results for race 3.
Yep. So there we go. The race 3 results for race 3, Biggles.
Yes, right there. So we'll go through them all. I believe we actually have Mr. Alex coming for a chat to us. So would you like to bring the boss in? He's
there
the
you
boss.
go. Alex, how are you, sir?
Not too bad. A bit sweaty, but I had a lot of fun tonight.
I bet you did, mate. What is it with you coming through the field? Like, is that your bread and butter? Because you just go out, you're in race one, and think, oh, okay, well, I've won that one. Thanks very much. And now I'm going to cut through the field like a hot knife through butter.
I'm rather annoyed I didn't win all 3 races, but now they call me Mr. Reverse Grid, don't they? I enjoy the reverse grid races. Getting my elbows out, getting stuck in. It's just good fun, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, not everybody's cup of tea, mate. I'm not going to lie.
No.
But overall, though, did you enjoy this evening? Did you think, you're ahead in the championship? You're probably going to still be ahead in the championship by the time we come back to the good old UK next time. For Donington. What do you think? If you wrap this up in Donington, the last 2 rounds, you might as well go on holiday, have a cup of tea.
I might have to. I might have to go away for work for the final round. That's the bombshell I'm going to drop. But I definitely can't win it next week. I'm positive of that because I'll need to be clear by 150 points, which I don't think I can quite reach. I'm trying to do the points as I speak here right now, but I might not get them done in time. Yeah, I think I can. It's looking really good at the moment. Vlad's obviously. What happened to him in race 1? He had a disqualification, didn't he? And
Tatara, yeah.
Yeah, and that's. Don't want to wish that on anyone, but it's actually really helped me out in the championship, which is a big shame, if I'm honest. Good to keep it going as long as possible, but can't deny it's helped me in the championship. And now, if during that race, I was just thinking, well, it's really blown the doors open, and it means I can relax a little bit, but yeah, it just means here on it's going to be quite intense. A lot of people really, really trying to close the gap now.
That's because they really, really, really want to try and beat you, don't they? Do you feel that though? Do you feel the target on your back?
It's an interest. I don't know, to be honest. I don't. If I'm being truthful, if you think you've got a target on your back, then that makes you vulnerable and weak in my eyes. In the world of racing, anyway. I'm eyes forward. I don't really care what's going on behind me. I don't care who's chasing me. I go out to race everyone. I have the opinion that I can race with anyone out there. So yeah, that's purely how I approach the races. I don't think, oh, this person's going to beat me here, that sort of thing. I don't think you can have an attitude like that in motorsport.
I was going to use you as a dartboard, but that's fine. But you basically just snap the mirrors off the car, then you won't need them then if you're not looking behind.
Nah, don't need them. Lose a little bit of weight as well, which will help with ballast every week.
Yeah, do you not have the your ballast situation? The fact that you still get ballast and the fact that you still go on and win, it's kind of, a big thing, isn't it? Because not every driver can do what you do with the car.
Yeah, it is tricky. Driving the car with 40 kilos ballast, you would be surprised. It does make a huge difference, particularly on race room. So it is tricky each week. I think it does about, it adds on the 10th per 10 kilos per minute or something like that, if you could do the maths. That's how I've worked it out. But tonight it might have been worse because long straights here. But you can't let that bother you. You've got to sort of adapt your setup to sort of rotate a little bit more and let the suspension be a little bit softer. It's not good on some tracks, but you've got to be really adaptive when you're getting ballast. And to be honest, this season I'm kind of used to it, so it just feels a little bit natural sometimes to have the ballast on the car. But when there's no ballast on the car, it's like being set free. It's really nice, loose car. You throw it around the corners a lot more.
No, but I'll throw it on its roof a couple of times.
Yeah, we had a couple of cars on the roof tonight.
Yeah, high curbs here, and race room has got a bad centre of gravity by the looks of it. A lot of people flying off on the curbs. It's quite comical in a way. It must have looked great on the broadcast.
Yeah, well, we did see poor old, was it Rui Lopez? Gabriel Lopez.
Yeah.
I think it was. He went up over on his roof.
On the last corner, yeah.
Was it Gabriel Lopez or Rui Santos? I can't remember which way around it was.
Yeah, I think it was Rui actually. Was it race 2, wasn't it? Upside down? Yeah, and
last corner.
And then somebody in race 1 went upside down. That was actually, it was
Robert Stoughton.
Yeah, Robert. Yeah, that was very, because we missed that one. We didn't get to see it on camera.
No, we just caught the end of that one. But well, overall, mate, a splendid evening for you, and thank you so much for coming to join us in the booth.
Yeah, no worries at all. No worries at all. Who got driver of the day then?
Vladislav.
Yeah, we voted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody else in the chat voted, so it came down to us two as casters, and we think that he did a fantastic job on both those.
We both said the same person at the same time.
Okay, there
James
we go.
Copied me. Yeah.
It counts then. There we go.
Excellent.
Yeah, not a bad night for him. Not a bad night. I think he might be coming away thinking he could have done better. I kind of got that sense in race 3 because he just let me go for some reason. I just felt like that he felt he didn't quite have the speed today to really get the results that he wanted. But he drove well despite that. I think there's a couple of other drivers I think performed really well tonight. Russ Butcher tonight, he was brilliant. It was his debut tonight, and he was phenomenally quick. Really impressed with him tonight. And I got to give a shout out to Jürgen Pedersen. He might need an operation on his left ankle, which is his braking pedal, obviously. And he drove really, really well tonight. I think he won his category in race 3. And he was just hovering around the top 10 for much of the night. So I think he deserves a big shout out as well. 3 drivers that have done very well tonight.
Well, there you go. Shout out for your very own Mr. Alex Everitt. Thank you so much again for joining us.
No problem at
Yeah,
all.
no shout out to Nenad, because James was shouting out his surname all night long.
Hey, it's not my fault. I told you. He sent me a 30-second YouTube video of him just saying his surname over and over. So that's what I did. I sat back and I listened and got it right. So there you go.
That's one for you drivers out there at the moment. So if you want Joe to pronounce your name correctly, shoot him a video of how to pronounce it correctly. That's not a bad idea, and then James will get it right.
Thank you very much.
He's only got thank you very much, Alex. And,
I do love a good little bit of homework to do between the week's broadcasts. You know what I mean? So, but Alex, cheers very much for joining us, buddy, and we look forward to chatting to you shortly.
Yeah,
thank you.
Real quick, mate, Darlington Park, the with the extra little kink in it. The inside, I think, as James said, it was the full one. Or how are you feeling about that one then on next week?
Grand Prix circuit. I've driven it a couple of times on iRacing, but I remember driving this track back on the Tucker 1 days. What a game! What a game! Yeah, it's a really, really nice track. And last time out at Donington Park, I went really well. So bring it on.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
Let's hope for the best from our one and only Mr. Alex Everitt. Thank you very much for that, young sir.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, Biggles. What a banging evening.
Always is. It never fails to impress us here at Crest Autosport, of course. So we go to round 8 next week. And then we go back to Silverstone, a different variation. And, of course, Brands Hatch. You still didn't answer me. Brands Hatch was my favourite track in the UK. What's yours to end this one up?
The thing is, I was debating Brands and Silverstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just the undulation changes at Brands and just the fact that it is a good old British classic circuit. It's got it all, and I'm with you. I think it's got to be Brands.
There we go. So we're agreeing on both the driver of the day. We're agreeing on the most favourite tracks in the UK, and we're agreeing whether or not Vegemite is beautiful to taste. And
no, it's not.
And no, well,
it's like Marmite. It's disgusting.
Well, I'm gonna be. Are you gonna have to smell it, mate? Because I'm crashing on your sofa for the remaining 3 more weeks. We're here in the UK, so yeah.
Guys, wish me luck.
I will be giving you some Vegemite on toast in the morning, every morning for you.
You certainly will not be bringing me that, because that will just be straight back at you this evening. I'll tell you that much if you walk in. But guys, that is it. Thank you so much for joining us for the Crest Autosport World Touring Car Challenge round 7 from Silverstone. So all that's left for me to say, as always, guys, is from myself and Dean Biggles in the background. You all take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.